Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from VIZONY. This is the VIZONY SQ6 native 1080p home theater projector. This also includes Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so if you're looking to connect external speakers and want a fast Wi-Fi connection, you'll get that with the SQ6. We're going to take a look at it now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once you get it out of the box, it's going to come in its own carrying and storage case, which is really nice to have, especially if you're going to take this on the go, maybe take it to another spot and use it, or you just want to keep it in a protective case between uses. Now, you've got a nice little pocket up here to keep some accessories in, and speaking of accessories, we've got a bunch of those here on the right side, and then of course the main unit here, which is held down by Velcro straps. So it's nice to have this to keep everything together, especially if you're going to use this maybe as an outdoor projector or something like that. It's nice to have this case. Now they do give us some cleaning materials here, clean cloths and Q-tips for cleaning up the unit, and you do get, of course, a user manual as well. So I really like the fact that they do include a case with this. It definitely is a good thing to have. So now that we've got all of this out, let's take a look at what they do give us, of course, including the main unit itself, the SQ6. And we'll get to that in just a moment. The first thing we're going to take a look at is the user manual. Now, this user manual is written in English. It is well laid out. It is not micro print, so you're not going to need a magnifying glass to read it. And it does give you a lot of information of what the button assignments are, how to connect things for Wi-Fi, mirroring of iOS or Android devices, and things like that. So I would hold on to this just in case you do need to reference it. Again, they give us some microfiber cloths and cleaning materials for this, so you can clean the lens. They give us a full HDMI cable. I have a ton of these, but it's always nice that they do include one in case you need to hook something up. You do get a legacy AV cable here, so you can connect older devices that may use red and white for audio and yellow for video. Now we do get a power cord here. This is a typical two-prong to two-prong power cord, so you've got that there. And that's just going to be for supplying power to the device itself. Does not have an internal battery, so you will have to keep it plugged in. We do get a universal remote control here, and you do have all of your basic functions like volume, home, back, menu. You do have selection and OK there, so you do have that like jog wheel. You do have a mute, settings, and of course power as well. This, I believe, takes two AAA batteries that are not included, so if you do need to get up and running quickly, just make sure that you have batteries on hand. They do give you a leveler as well. This can be mounted on a tripod, or you can use the leveler. We'll show you the bottom in just a second. Now, the main unit itself here, you take off the lens cover, and you can see we've got a really nice big lens here for that native 1080p. LED IR on the front with the VIZONY logo. On the side here, we do have a plug-in at the bottom for your power. We also have a door here that if we take this off, it's got a dust filter in it, and you can clean that out. That's a welcome addition so that you can keep the internals clean. So that's a good thing as well. Going around to the back, we're going to have another IR port up in the upper left-hand corner, and we do have dual 10-watt speakers on this, so this sound should be definitely solid. We do have our AV port here and our 3.5 millimeter headphone port, two full HDMI ports, and two full USB ports for something like a USB stick as well. Up at the top, we do have a focus wheel, and then under that, we do have our keystone correction wheel as well. You do have all the physical buttons that you would normally get and an LED, so you do have that on the top of the unit. On the bottom, we've got 4 feet to hold it in place, and you do have that leveler hole at the top, and you also have a spot for a tripod if you do want to mount this via a tripod. So that's everything that you get in the unboxing. Let's get this hooked up so that you guys can check out the quality of the VIZONY SQ6. Okay, so this is a native 1080p display. It does support 4K. It's got 15,000 lumens or 500 ANSI lumens. You can see we've got options for screen mirroring, audio, video, HDMI 1 and 2, movies, music, photos, text, U-Disc up in the upper left-hand corner for USB drives, and then setup and support. We're going to take a look at setup. You can see in our picture mode here, we've got several different things that we can check here on our picture mode, including projection direction in case you want to invert this or hang this in a different way. Now in picture mode, we have soft, user, where you'll be able to go in and adjust your contrast, brightness, color, and sharpness. We've got some standard, and I'm going to leave this on standard for the test just so that you can see how it is out of the box. Color temperature can be changed here from warm to cool to user, and if you go user, you can adjust the red, green, and blue as well. Noise reductions there, your projection direction is there as well, and you can reduce the display on this by 75% to 100%. So if you have a smaller area, you can reduce the image down and project to a smaller area at least by 25%. Now in sound, we have similar things here. We do have our auto volume. You can set your volume here. At the bottom is your Bluetooth settings. And that is important because if you want to turn that on to hook up, say, external Bluetooth speakers, you definitely can do that, or a Bluetooth soundbar or something like that. So this is where you'll turn on your Bluetooth. And then we have sound modes as well. It's set to standard here, but we can go to user. We've got music, movies, sports, and in user, you can adjust the treble and bass to your liking. We will, again, leave this on standard for the test. In options, we've got our OSD language that we can change there, factory reset, blending, OSD duration, sleep timer. This one is fairly important to take a look at. If you're maybe watching this while you're laying in bed and you want it to go off, you can set the sleep timer from 10 minutes all the way to 240 minutes. You can also do a software update via USB as well if you do need to upgrade your firmware. On the last one is going to be our sources, and of course AV, HDMI 1 or 2, screen mirroring, or USB. Okay, so in screen mirroring, we have a few different options. So let's take a look at that. You can screen mirror either iOS or Android screens. And you've got some settings in here. And this is where you'll turn on your Wi-Fi. So you do want that connected for screen mirroring. And this is where it'll ask you to connect to your Wi-Fi and enter your password. It does support 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. You can see I'm connected to my 5 gigahertz network here. So that is pretty much what you're going to do with Wi-Fi. Now you can reset all the settings. You can do an over-the-air update from here as well in case there is new firmware that does need to be downloaded for the projector itself. Now my projector is up to date, so I am good to go. And the last thing on here is mirror settings, and this is for iOS, where you can change whether you want it to screen mirror your phone or tablet or use AirPlay. So you've got those options right here. Now going back, I have an Android device. I have a S23 Ultra, so I'm going to do Android here. And what I need to do with my Samsung device is just use Smart View and connect to the entry that says VIZONY dash with a bunch of different numbers and letters. Your will be different than what's on my screen, but you can see with 5G Wi-Fi, it's a super quick and easy connection. It comes up no problems. Swiping is easy, scrolling is nice and fluid. You're not going to have any problems casting your device to this projector. Now if you want to project things like YouTube, that will be totally fine. But copyrighted protected stuff like Netflix or Amazon Prime, you're going to have to use like a Fire Stick plugged into the HDMI on the projector. Netflix would be the same way. You could use a Chromecast or a Fire Stick or something like that. Okay, so we're going to put this up to about 80% volume here. We'll leave everything at default. We're going to go into my USB stick, and I'm going to use this Fortnite test. It's a 4K recorded video of gameplay so that you can see how this plays back a 4K file. Okay, so that was at 80% volume. We do have some other options when we pause this. Fast forwarding, reverse. We can get info on it. We can add it to a playlist. We can zoom in or zoom out on the picture. But the picture quality itself is very good on standard even. You can see that the colors are really nice. They pop. You can change the aspect ratio here. So I don't have any problems with the projector. It's nice and bright, even on standard, and that's about 50% brightness. So you can definitely make this a lot brighter if you need to. But this is going to be really good for gaming. This is going to be really good for movie watching or an outdoor movie night, something like that. They've done a really good job. That 15,000 lumens does stand out on this particular projector. Now, as far as the speakers go, even at 80%, you could hear a little bit of the fan noise. You probably could crank it up a little bit higher if you wanted to drown out that fan noise completely. But of course, you always have the option via Bluetooth to add Bluetooth speakers to this as well. So there you go. That's my review of the VIZONY SQ6 native 1080p home theater projector. The things that I really like about this is that it does have a 5 gigahertz as well as 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. You also get Bluetooth included for adding external speakers. It is native 1080p, but definitely and easily plays back 4K encoded files, no problems whatsoever. Screen mirroring for your devices is a plus as well if you want to screen mirror iOS or Android devices. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.